Welcome back to my channel where I talk about beauty envy and featureism, the social dynamics that shape how people treat you when your face, body, hair texture, or skin tone aligns with the American standard of beauty. And with your visual advantage, you probably experience things that most people don't fully understand or even acknowledge. So today I want to talk about the global impact of women using their looks irresponsibly and how this connects to what I call beauty blur, is the confusion that happens when vanity culture, social media, and simp culture convince people that appearance alone is enough to justify any behavior. We're living in a time where many women feel that because they have a certain look or they are attractive, they can enhance their looks through surgery, filters, or procedures. They think they can do whatever they want without accountability, and they think that their actions have no impact on them. And that mindset is dangerous. So some women believe that having a certain look, a certain body, or aesthetic, when vanity becomes the foundation of identity, it creates a false sense of entitlement. It convinces people that attention equals value and that external appeal can replace character, discipline, dignity, or integrity. And the only reason why I say dignity and integrity is because I know some girls who got work done on their bodies, and instead of just working 9 to 5, living with their boyfriend while their boyfriend is working 9 to 5, they want fast money to present a lifestyle that they can't even afford. Oftentimes that comes with the price. Like, you can never just do nothing that is out of a modesty and it won't come with the price. It'll always come with the price. So I also want to talk about how this shows up in everyday behavior of women, as many women today are so easily influenced. They're influenced by online trends that encourage impulsiveness, hypersexuality, or a lack of self-restraint, drinking excessively, acting out for attention, or rejecting modesty and self-respect. Rejecting modesty and self-respect has become so normalized. Like, if you're a woman who has some class or doesn't want to follow into ghetto culture or don't want to post half naked pictures on your Instagram, like, you're a square, or they think you're weird. They're so ready to target the girl who has some type of spiritual foundation and some dignity and some value within herself. And so the lines between values and recklessness have become blurred in the female collectiveness. In the image, there are 2 Black women and 1 biracial woman on the far right. As Black culture is oftentimes very influenced in living immodestly, and I'm no angel myself. It's very unfortunate that a lot of women in the world are not taught modesty. Like, you'll be surprised how majority of households, most parents don't even teach that. But this isn't limited to just one group. This women of all backgrounds can fall into vanity culture. We see it with female influencers, OnlyFans models, and even women who come from traditionally structured homes. Once they leave home, they want to achieve financial independence very quickly. So the fastest way they do it is by entering sex work. And sex work has become so normalized that many young women enter it and they don't even care. They don't even care anymore. They don't even care. So I'm not judging anyone's choices, but I'm just pointing out how drastically the cultural landscape of the way women use their looks and body to navigate the world has shifted. And some women don't want to change or take responsibility for the energy they put out. And that's part of the issue. Vanity culture teaches that looks can excuse anything, but that mindset harms everyone involved, because I don't want to open my Instagram and see your half naked body on my real feed, It's creating entitlement in some women, even delusion, you know, and that is why female collectiveness right now is strongly competitive. If she looks better than me, I don't want to hang out with her. If she has something that's better than me, I don't want to be around her. Then all the attention is going to go off of me. And no one's going to tell me what to do. No one's going to tell me how to act. I'm going to drink all night if I want, have sex with tons of guys if I want. It doesn't matter if I give my body to any guy in the world. My vajayjay is just muscle and all this stuff. Some girls, I had a girl say that to me one time on Clubhouse because we were talking about prostitution, and I just was telling her, like, why would a man want to be with a woman whose cooch is loose and everyone's been in her cooch? And then she was like basically she was trying to tell me that vaginas don't get loose and that they tighten up. But then I'm just thinking to myself, like, at the end of the day, I think like a male, like I have strong males in my family that literally will go outside and tell a group of girls, go put some fucking clothes on. Nobody wants to see your body all out like this. At the movie theater or at a basketball game, they'll tell girls that. I have males in my family that are full of substance. So they be getting in arguments with guys outside because, you know, you have those guys outside that are simps and they love watching a girl walk around with her boobs out, with her panties out. They so driven by lust and want to have sex, you know, just so driven by the flesh, you know. I've had guys in my family get in arguments with males like that, and I've also seen them get in arguments with women who like use their body for attention. It's a messed up culture because it's like there's no self-control, and without self-control there is no self-direction. Like it just gets out of control. So another thing I want to point out is how women sometimes too, after they get their face done and their body done, they enhance their features. They realize that the man they want still won't give them the loyalty they expect. Many women assume that because men notice their looks, men are automatically fixated on only that. So I will say a worldly man will stand by a woman who is extremely gorgeous. There are some guys that they're so fixated on a woman's physical beauty, they don't give a damn what she do. A lot of times those men don't have strong morals, or they just don't give a damn, you know. There's always going to be a man that they are super obsessed with the woman's look, that they just need to see her all the time, regardless of how she acts or what she does. But for me as a spiritual woman, I know that men are far more complex than that. Physical beauty alone, even when enhanced, cannot guarantee commitment or emotional maturity from a man. You know, that's why you'll see a woman who is stunning, yet her partner still chooses to cheat. It's not because she isn't beautiful. It's because loyalty is rooted in values and discipline, not just appearance. So this is why some girls will be so beautiful, so stunning, and the man that was sleeping in their bed every week, telling them they love them, just disappears for a week after he gets some booty or after he sees her half naked and stuff, and she's giving him everything that he needs to see. You know, there's nothing else. Oh my God. And you know what? The only reason why I'm laughing is because when I'm on Snapchat, you know how they promote all these Instagram models to you and they're half naked, and that's the only reason why I'm laughing, because it's like if being half naked is the only thing you can do as a woman, I don't know. Like, get in an art class, learn some history, learn a new language, you know, learn how to cook. Learn how to massage backs. When women rely solely on looks to secure a relationship, they often end up disappointing because beauty can attract attention, but it cannot build devotion and loyalty in a relationship. So I miss when women valued privacy, grace, and inner development. I miss when it girls were rare, Today, everyone's a baddie. We are done with the it girl era. There's not one it girl. There's 20 baddies now. And today, the collective feminine space feels louder. It feels chaotic and less grounded. And that shift has had real consequences for how women see themselves, how they treat each other, and how they move through the world. Like, this duality is very toxic for me as a woman. And the reason why I call it a duality, because feminine collectiveness has no structure. Back then it did. You had an it girl. You had women who humbly accepted the way they look and just accepted it. And also, I feel like with all this duality, this is also causing impulsiveness within the male collectiveness, because you got all these girls who think I could do whatever I want. You have delusional women who aren't cute no matter how much surgery they get. And then they want to create all these agendas, whether that's being half naked online and encouraging other women to be prostitutes. So it's no structure in the modern feminine culture today. And I almost fell into it. I wasn't about to become a prostitute, but it was like, I was almost going into turn up culture, YOLO culture, ghetto culture. Like, I could do what the fuck I want to do, long nails, twerking. I almost went into that. And like, after 5 months, I was like, hell fucking no. Because what happened with me is that I just found myself unhappy, and I was always throwing up because I was drunk a lot of the times that I almost went into that influence. So the idea that if you're attractive or you enhance your looks and you can say whatever you want, do whatever you want, and live without responsibility, the whole girl culture even can make you feel like you have to go along with everything just to fit in. But this mindset doesn't reflect the reality of how women should exist. The girls in my family raised me to be better than that. Like, hell to the fucking no. And because my mom read the Bible to me growing up, I was taught early that I can't just do anything, say anything. There are boundaries, there is dignity, and there is a standard that God calls us to. So I stopped listening to a lot of female rappers too, because so many of them rely on being half naked all the time. There's nothing left to the imagination with these women no more. You know what I'm like? Like, I'm sick of all these bitches. And I'm serious when I say that. I'm done. And so it just all of this feels tacky. Even Bia, a female rapper herself, spoken about how disappointing female culture is right now. How the female collective has been reduced to constant exposure instead of being actually creative and talent. She was speaking about female rap. So no, I don't listen to Sexy Red. I don't listen to Nicki Minaj. I don't listen to Ice Spice no more. And so at the end of the day, the global impact of women using their looks irresponsibly is bigger than trends, aesthetics, or online culture. It's a reflection of how far we've drifted from dignity, discipline, and spiritual grounding. Beauty was meant to be an expression of identity, not a replacement for dysfunction. So when women rely on vanity instead of their values, attention becomes more valuable than dignity. And when exposure becomes more common than modesty, the entire feminine collective loses their power, abilities, that make them very desirable. Like, women are so powerful. And the crazy thing about these women do everything for the male gaze, showing they titties, and some of them are going so far to even show they cooch now, But the thing about it, do they get that everyday text message? No. Does the guy end up being loyal? No. Does the guy end up being romantic to them and giving them flowers every week. No. But what they man will do is hump on them and take them out to eat when they ready. You know, one thing about these guys today, they will text you up when they want some cooch. But if you're a female with no dignity, you know, that's all they're going to pursue. Because it's like, you so damn quick to take off your clothes. You so quick to say, look at me. Here's my body. Do you love me? But you know, these girls have lost the quiet strength that used to define womanhood is dysfunctional. And as the world becomes louder and more image driven, the responsibility falls on each of us to choose a different path, to choose intention over impulse and vanity over a attention-seeking culture instead of a vanity attention-seeking culture, you know, because at the end of the day, beauty can open doors, but women with values will be more stable and more secure in who they are, no matter what the world is doing. And in a world that's getting unstable because we're living in Bible prophecy, you know, it's going to become more reactive and spiritually off balance. Right now, strengthening your inner development will be the only thing that actually lasts. If you like this video, share and subscribe, and I'll be talking to you guys again soon. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.